Hello students and welcome to the lecture on Introduction to Production Systems. The fifth lecture in the lecture series for the course of Introduction to Soft Computing for Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering students of the 7th semester, Goa College of Engineering. I am Ms. Purti Savardekar, the faculty in charge for this course. In the last class, we understood the importance of a good representation of the knowledge base so that an AI program can operate on it and perform a reasoning process that well replicates a human reasoning process. In today's class, we will continue playing with the water jug problem to understand what a production system is. We have realized by now that the core of many problem-solving procedures is search. The programs need to be written in a way that helps the search procedure. The idea is to write an AI programs in a structured way, a structure that will facilitate performing the search process. One such way in which structured AI programs may be written is using the concept of a production system. Do not confuse this with the production system in the factories. This is not that. This is not a production system that is there in the factories. This is a production system to facilitate the search process in problem solving in AI. So what is a production system? A production system consists of, firstly, a set of rules. What are rules? Rules have an arrow with an if condition on its left side and an operation to be performed on its right side. For example, consider the water jug problem. These are the rules for the water jug problem. The first rule says that if x is less than 4, then 4, y has to be performed, which means you have to fill the 4-gallon jug. The second rule says that if y is less than 3, then x, 3 has to be performed, which means that you have to fill the 3-gallon jug. The third rule says that if x is greater than 0, then 0, y has to be performed, which means that you have to empty the 4-gallon jug. The fourth rule says that if y is greater than 0, then x, 0 has to be performed, which means that you have to empty the 3-gallon jug. The fifth rule says that if x plus y is greater than equal to 4, and y is greater than 0, then 4, y minus 4 minus x has to be performed, which means you have to pour the water from 3-gallon jug into the 4-gallon jug until the 4-gallon jug is full. The sixth rule says that if x plus y is greater than equal to 3, and x is greater than 0, then x minus 3 minus y, 3 has to be performed, which means that you have to pour the water from 4-gallon jug into the 3-gallon jug until the 3-gallon jug is full. The seventh rule says that if x plus y is less than equal to 4 and y is greater than 0, then x plus y, 0 has to be performed, which means that you have to pour all the water from the 3-gallon jug into the 4-gallon jug. The eighth rule says that if x plus y is less than equal to 3 and x is greater than 0, then 0, x plus y has to be performed, which means that you have to pour all the water from the 4-gallon jug into the 3-gallon jug. The ninth rule says that if the 4-gallon jug is empty and the 3-gallon jug has just 2 gallons of water in it, then 2, 0 has to be performed, which means that you have to pour all the 2 gallons from 3-gallon jug into the 4-gallon jug. And the 10th rule says that if the 4-gallon jug has 2 gallons of water in it, then 0, y has to be performed, which means that you have to pour the 2 gallons from 4-gallon jug into the 3-gallon jug. Pause the video for a minute or two and try to understand how these rules work. You must have understood that the left and right sides are all states. These rules compare the left side, that is the if condition, to the current state under consideration to check if that particular rule can be applied. If it cannot be applied, the current state is not that, then maybe the next rule can be checked. But if the rule can be applied, the operation on the right hand side is performed, and the right hand side then becomes the current state. These rules are also known as operators. Secondly, a production system consists of one or more knowledge or databases. A knowledge base or a database consists of all of the necessary information to perform a particular task that has been chosen to be applied. Thirdly, a production system consists of a strategy, which is known as the control strategy. It is the control strategy that decides in which order the rules should be applied. Many a times, there might be a conflict. Two different rules may be having the same if condition. For example, in our water jug problem, if the 4-gallon jug has 2 gallons of water, then rule number 1 is also applicable and rule number 3 is also applicable. The control strategy resolves the conflicts that arise when several rules match at once. Lastly, a production system consists of a rule applier, the unit that executes the right side of the rule. This definition of a production system is actually very, very general. We have now seen that in order to solve a problem, we must first reduce the problem to a precise statement by defining the problem's state space, which includes the initial states and the goal states, and a set of rules or operators for moving in that space. The problem can then be solved by searching for a path through the state space from initial state to the goal state. This process of solving the problem can be modeled as a production system. In the production system, we compare the current state with the left side of the rules. The control strategy chooses which rules are to be applied and in what order. And then the rule applier applies the right side of the rule with the help of knowledge base to move to the next state. And this continues till the goal state is achieved. I hope the concept is clear, since this is required for the next topic to be covered in the next class, that is expert systems. We will continue with this discussion in the next lecture. See you now at the live classes on Google Meet. Thank you.